Brendan, can you bring us up to date with your injury situation, how things are looking? Are you likely to see players coming back, Raheem or Darren Sturridge or whoever?
Yeah, Raheem's back in the squad, which is good news. He's refreshed and ready to work. Glenn Johnson's been back training, so we'll see how he is in terms of being available. He's obviously not been training long, so we'll have a look at how he is after the session tomorrow, and we're just monitoring the likes of Stephen and Adam A.A. Obviously Adam's been out for a little while, but he's on the field. Daniel Sturridge is back and working well, obviously not ready to play as of yet, but working well, so hopefully in the near future he'll be ready, and young John Flanagan's still a wee bit of time off, so Joe Allen should be back training with the group in the next couple of days, so we're getting there in terms of the injuries.
I know you said you're not expecting to do much business in terms of the transfer window. Are you any closer to anything happening at the moment? There's the likes of Matthew Ryan and Ezekiel Labati that have been linked with you in the latest reports. Yeah, they're the latest players, and I'm sure they'll continue to grow. So nothing on that, no. What about possible outbreaks? There's still a lot of talk about Mario Balotelli, as I'm sure you're probably aware, and Roberto Mancini's been talking, saying that I hope he wakes up one morning and realises he's wasting everything. I mean, what do you make of that kind of criticism? No, listen, Roberto knows him very well. I think he said that if you work with Mario, you should be paid double. I've seen that, so I would agree with that, definitely. So I'll take that on board and speak to the owners on that. But no, all joking aside, it's, as I said, he obviously has worked with and knows Mario. Mario's a good guy. As I said, he's come into here. He hasn't scored the goals that he would have wanted or we would have wanted, but we're determined to help him find the solution here. So he certainly won't be going anywhere in January. Villa away this time around. They're winless in 6, but only losing by the odd goal here and there. So they look like they're a tough team to try and break down. Well, they are. I think they obviously may not have scored a lot of goals, which has been highlighted, but they don't concede many either. I think they're in the top 5 teams in the league in terms of goals conceded. So that tells you everything. We had a difficult game against them earlier on in the season where we conceded from a sloppy corner and then just couldn't make the breakthrough. So, but my couple of seasons here, we've gone there and played very, very well. It's a beautiful pitch. The pitch is fantastic. It suits our game, but we know it'll be a tough game for us. But we're on the back of 4 wins away from home. Good momentum and the confidence in the team. Some of the level of our football last week against Sunderland in difficult conditions was very good. So we'll go there very positive to get a good result, but respect and knowing that Paul's teams are very difficult to beat. Yeah.
Daniel's not played for you since August. Just how far away is he yet?
Time will tell. Time will tell. We just want him fit, and there's no timeline on that as such. He's working hard. He's back into the final stages of his rehab here at the club, but there's no time on it yet.
And in terms of Steven Gerrard reports today suggesting that Ian Ayres wouldn't rule out the possibility of Stephen coming back next January as a loan deal. What's your take on that situation?
As I say, I've got nothing more to say on the situation. Stephen's still very much at the club, so I'm not wanting to speculate on when he leaves in the summer, when he comes back. He's injured at the moment. He's out on the field, and I think there's nothing much more to be said on that. We had a couple of weeks of Stephen's situation, where it was at and where it will be in the future, but if we take a look at the present, he's very much a part of that, and as I said, that's all my concentration is on.
And in terms of the next 4 weeks, 4 different competitions, how big a test now is this of your squad and strength in depth?
It's an exciting test. I've got to say I'm been very enthused by the team over the course of the last 6-7 weeks. We're starting to return to the flow in our game and our football, the intensity and the speed of our game, and that is getting us now positive results. So we're defending strong, defending as a team, and like as I said, we're creating opportunities again, which is great to see. So we now enter a period of what we always said is the business end of the season. We're in competitions, and I'm really looking forward to see how all the players, how we can adjust to that, and we're going to be sure that we'll be attacking every competition, every game that we're in.
got a bit of momentum now. Raheem's back, having had a rest. Daniel's not far away. Do you feel as optimistic as you have at any time in the season, Brendan?
Yeah, it's always going to take time, for everything to come together again, and obviously we've had to work hard to find a solution what's the best for all our players. But I think I've seen on the training field and in the games that growth and confidence of the players, and as I said, we've had a difficult period in the first 4 months of the season, but hopefully now we've used that to our advantage, and really draw from that experience, and we'll be better for that. And now, as I said, you see the real confidence in the team and how we're playing and how we're working, and hopefully that'll continue to show in our results.
Goals have still been something of a problem. Divock Origi is a name the club are looking to try and get back in. Is that still on the cards? Could that still happen in January?
He's a player that will definitely be here next summer. Whether he'll be here or not in January, it's something that there's been discussion, but there's nothing to report on it. He's still, the agreement was with Lille for him to stay there, so we'll see how that works. But if not, we get the players here that are developing and working well, and we'll go with what we got.
Brendan, the goals return is probably still somewhere short of the standard that you're looking for, but the creativity is returning now. You are creating lots of chances in games, and people like Lazar Markovic are beginning to find their feet. So how much confidence can you take from that going forward, and with injured players to return as well?
Well, it's important. I think that we set up to be defensively strong, and but other than scoring goals in the game, of course you look at the opportunities and the chances that you're creating, and that was a problem for us. In all fairness, in the early parts of the season, I felt that we didn't look like scoring, and even more so, our creativity wasn't quite there either. But over the course of the last 6 or 7 weeks, that's improved quite a lot. Got those players technically on the field that can create those chances for us, and we've found a way of working that allows us to create, but also importantly allows us to defend, very compact and with a greater intensity in our game, and that's really helped us a lot. So we won't be scoring the numbers that we scored last year. That's for sure. And it's natural and it's obvious to see why that is. But I think what we're doing as the season is going on, we're certainly creating those chances, and more times than not, we'll hopefully take those chances.
Dejan Lovren came on for you last week at Sunderland. He's had problems form-wise and injury-wise. He's clearly a better player than we've seen so far in the red shirt. But in some ways, I think one of the first things he did when he came on was mistime a challenge. Is that a sign of the sort of anxiety and the fact that he's desperately needed to do well and maybe try too hard?
No, Dejan will prove in his time here he's a very, very good player. It's never easy. You come and you've seen it over many years at the big clubs. Players that come, some will settle in straight away, some take that little bit of time. And for a defender, he's still very, very young. He's a central defender. But he in his time here will prove to be an outstanding player. He's a good guy, and whether he starts on the field or comes off the bench, he'll come and doing his best. And I think this whole year's experience for him as a Liverpool player will benefit him, and over the coming months and years he will show what a top player that he is.
Carl, there's been talk recent weeks of contract extensions for the likes of Raheem, Jordan, Mine Skirtle. Considering the criticism you've had over one particular contract discussion this season, how significant will it be to get those sort of players extended deals?
Yeah, they're important players for us, but that's something that the club are working hard to do.
And just previously you said Adam Lallana is approaching fitness again. I mean, it's probably slightly ahead of schedule, but that'll be nice to get him back, considering the form he was in before he got injured.
Yeah, he was playing very, very well and settled into the club very well. So yeah, he's ahead of schedule in terms of his rehabilitation, and we're hoping that he can join the group tomorrow to train. So if he's not available for the weekend, then certainly by Chelsea he will. So Yeah, he's a wonderful technician. He's linked up very well with the players when he's played, and I said he'll only get better as his time will progress here at the club.
And Chris, Brendan, how impressive a feat has Emre Can achieved over the last month? He's only just turned 21 this week, and yet he's played for various different positions, and he actually played in 2 in the same game against Sunderland.
Yeah, he actually played in 3. He played as the right side of a back 3. We moved him up to play on the top of the midfield box, and then put him back into playing that sort of wide midfield role. So it was one of the reasons we brought him here. You know, he's a player that he's a footballer, and I think sometimes you find that the very best footballers, you can play them in any position on the field, you know, and they're capable of working the game out and tactically participating in the game. And he's a player that was always just going to need a little bit of time, moving from a new country, very young player, had a little bit of experience. You know, you have to remember he'd only 1 full year of playing, even though he'd come through the system at Bayern Munich. But actually he went to Leverkusen, and it was only 1 year of playing that he's had. But I think he's shown his value, and there's absolutely no doubt that over the coming years he'll prove to be a real bargain for us. It's a lot of money for a young player, but he's a wonderful talent, great footballer. His stature and power is well suited to the Barclays Premier League, but he's a wonderful footballer, two-footed, got great balance, got good aggression in his game, and like I said, for me he's multifunctional. You know, he will prove to be a player that can play in a number of positions very well here, and as you've seen since he's come in, he's been outstanding.
Okay, thanks guys.
Just asking about Stephen's situation fitness-wise. Is he going to be likely to be involved?
Well, we'll see by the end of play tomorrow. If not, then hopefully by Chelsea. Yeah.